We're going to take a look at Uber here on the weekly chart. You can see a little bit of a pop in here ever since we had that mid-December kind of drawdown in here. So just a little bit of a run up from where we were. We were down here in those 78s, finally broke that $80 handle. And then we were starting messing with that 90 just for a little while, got up there close to it. But now we're kind of sitting in here. We're fighting this 50-day SMA that's currently sitting at 86.22. That's going to be a major player for us in here going forward in the next few weeks. We do have earnings coming up February 4th pre-market. So look for a little bit of run up into here for Uber. That's going to be that 86 mark. We're going to see if we can go up and hit that. You have a $3 expected move priced in by this week. And it looks like if we do get some good footing right here on those mid 81s, then we should get a nice little push in here to those 86 levels before earnings does happen. Now, if not, though, then below this 81, then we're going to be looking down here all the way down at that 77 range or that 78 range once more. But if we do get a nice little push up in here, then we have about a $6 expected move priced in by our earnings expiration cycle. If you go all the way out to February monthlies, right around a $7 expected move. So that is going to be the good news for us in here if we can push up to those 86s. Anything above 86, basically nice whole numbers working our way up to that 97 range in here. That's kind of what we're looking at overall. So you have that 86 range. You have obviously that 90 psych level, 93, 95, 97. Nice whole numbers working our way up in here until the chart tells us something different. So we're going to see what happens overall. RSI 43, nothing to worry about on that front. Low IV, but we do have an earnings catalyst coming up, so don't have to worry about IV or anything like that. Overpriced options, who cares? Because we do have earnings coming up, and that's going to change everything. So if you'll notice when we're talking about earnings reports and things like that, a lot of things tend to go out the window, right? So few trading sessions away from earnings, we start to talk about a little bit of a run up into earnings. We don't really care about RSI too much because we do have an earnings catalyst coming up. We don't worry about expansion. I mean, we worry about expansion of the IV, but we don't worry about overpriced options as much, just because we know that earnings is going to change a lot of things. So a lot of things kind of go out the door the closer we get to earnings, but then obviously right after earnings, then everything goes right back on the table to where we were. So any kind of basically large news catalyst that could end up changing the direction and I guess the acceleration of the stock one way or another, we kind of throw everything out the window and kind of let everything else dictate that. So that is why every time we talk about earnings, we're always worried about the expected move. We're always worried about the expansion. We're always basically kind of throwing everything out the door when it pertains to overpriced options or things like that. So that's what we're looking at in here in Uber. $6 expected move priced in by next week. That's going to be your earnings expiration cycle. Let's see if we can work our way up to those 86s this week and then perhaps set up for a nice little rip into earnings going into next week. So let's see what happens overall in Uber here on the weekly chart. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.